Y'all ever did any interviews and recorded? Shit's rough.
I want to get the logo and put it right here.
Oh, on the TV?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna do mine too like that.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So that's recorded.
Next time.
I'm gonna fire this up and
Oh, I love our logo.
here we go. I'm gonna tweak it some more. I gotta get that T and that I right. All right, here we go.
So while we keep it real, avoid the fake talks. From the boombox to the podcast waves, we reign. Engraved in the culture, cats take this ball and chain and survive that neo soul. Make your spirit grow, rhythm flows, melodies that make your heart glow. In the realm of jazzy beats and conscious minds, never get the game. Profound confine, we the certified squad. Hip hop to the core, bringing vibes and wisdom. Always wanting more. Voices loud, beats profound, moving to the floor. Certified, we ride from the beat to the law.
Hey yo, and the crowd goes wild. It is the certified squad. I go by the name of Head Crack. Over here to my right,
Jigsaw.
Queen Yanaj Jahar.
gang, man, brought together by our common love of not only just hip hop, but also pop culture and all things adjacent, man. Like, there's a lot of, like, cool nerds out here, and I probably will wave flag proudly.
Yeah,
Yeah, me too.
I'm a huge nerd. As you can see, my huge collection of toys. But I've always been a tomboy. I was playing with like G.I. Joes when I was little. Transformers.
Going back in the days, Queen, like, what was your first toy acquisition?
It was a Michael Jackson doll.
Oh, what outfit did he have? Because I have same doll.
Yeah, he had on the black pants with the red glitter, with the red jacket.
The award show Mike.
Yeah.
Indeed. Chuck, what was your first acquisition coming up?
Back in the day when I was a kid, I don't know, man. Like I played with my toys. Pause. Pausing. Why? I hate hip hop.
We all have pause PTSD. Pause TSD.
Right.
Yeah, pause. But no, I have so many toys from back. So all my back in the day toys are gone. So I used to have, the superheroes with the fabric clothes and all that. Remember those back in the?
I think Mattel was making those.
Yeah. So those were my first joints. But here's the thing: a lot of times they wouldn't have everything that the superheroes had. So we were creative. So we would make a shield or a sword, or they used to have a thumb like that. You could put a sword in the hand or whatever.
Yeah.
But as I got older and when I started buying my own joints, you had your He-Man or your, some of the more modernized versions of Spider-Man. So I used to have quite a lot, but yeah, we played with them, so we tore them joints up. They were destroyed, basically.
Yeah, we never realized the value in real time that these things will, end up having, years later. One of my first toys, I think, was probably like a Star Wars action figure.
Okay.
And it wasn't even one of the cool dudes. It was one of the Cantina people. You know what I mean?
They had Luke with the saber in the forearm.
I didn't get Luke till I was an adult. And I think, I take that back. When Empire Strikes Back came out, I got Pilot Luke, and Pilot Luke, I don't think came with a lightsaber. So back to your statement, Chuck, I had to make lightsabers. Colored toothpicks that you would have at your grandmother, it fit perfectly in that kung fu grip hand. And also, anybody who had parents or grandparents that were drinkers, they used to make these little things that you stick in the olives, that look like little swords.
Yeah.
Everybody was a Jedi.
Because they fit in the arm, in the hand, like this.
Perfect.
It was
we all did that.
Creativity at its finest, yo.
I used to have G.I. Joes and Transformers be at war in the backyard, and I used to make these mud cannons, and out of the mud in the backyard, just put a whole bunch of water and just make all these little sand dunes and all of that, and have them fight. Yeah.
You know what I used to have?
Yeah.
I used to have the Lion Bot, which was the fake
Voltron.
Voltron, yeah. I used to have a fake Voltron.
Was that GoBots?
Huh?
Was that GoBot?
Nah, it was called Lion Bot, but it looked just like. I mean, my parents, we weren't rich or nothing, but we weren't hurting either. So, they got us the variant.
Right.
Oh, I think wait, hold on. I might have it pulled up. I'm gonna try to drop it in
like it was the Temu version of Voltron.
Yo, Voltron collecting was tough because so the 5 Lion joint, it was what it was. And I remember back in like, let's say 83, 84, to buy the full 5 Lion joint, it was $34. And me being a young child with no concept of exactly how money worked, I remember one day after school, I was going to PS95 at the time. I had I think like $5 actual and 25 cents and maybe a nickel and a penny. So I put it all together as like I have $36. I went to this one store that was on Marshall Parkway, and I went there and just dropped my money on the thing. It was like, yeah, let me get that Voltron. The way that man laughed at me, like maniacally, it's like, yo, this is $5.36 or whatever the math was. I felt so embarrassed. And then if you tried to get the car one, because it was like 26 cars that made, I didn't get that one till like 2 years ago. It was always a hard acquisition and just very expensive.
Yeah, that's so funny.
Yeah.
The other thing I used to like back in the day was, I don't know if y'all are familiar with the Shogun Warriors.
Oh, yeah.
Great Finger and all that. Yeah, I used to have them joints, and they used to fire missiles and stuff, man, or their arm would shoot off and they hit somebody with it.
Yeah.
They were ill too. So
we as Americans ruined all of these shooting things out toys. Ever since that kid like choked on a Boba Fett missile.
Right. All of our toys was chokeable.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Gen X had the most ill but dangerous toys ever.
Yeah.
But they need to bring those back.
Yeah.
They really do. For adults.
For adults.
Yeah.
Nah, for kids too. Because like if you choke on one of those, you earned it, man.
You earned it. You got your stripes.
God bless the dead, but I'm just saying, like, come on, you should know.
Nobody died from our generation, though. We knew better.
One kid did. That's why. That's why they pulled the Boba Fett.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
One kid died. I think there was because I think they only made the prototype of that missile, the one that shoots the actual missile, but it was something else adjacent that came out around that time to where Mattel was like, yo, don't make the missile shoot. Don't make the missile shoot. And then it was gone.
Damn.
But all things aside, you talked about G.I. Joe, we talked about Star Wars. The beauty of that brand was the fact that they made vehicles that not only could the Star Wars figures fit in, and this is my first vehicle that I ever got, not the actual one. I had to buy this again during the pandemic when I was in retail therapy because I was sad. But yo, the fact that you could put like G.I. Joes in these things.
Yeah.
And we had the best stuff. The best.
And they were easy to move around.
The one thing I never had was a Millennium Falcon. Now, back in the day, if you had that, you were rich. You basically was rich.
Yeah.
Now, this white guy I know, he gave me his hand-me-down Millennium Falcon. After he was done with it, he gave me his, and I was like, yeah, all right, I'll take it. But but it was definitely a hand-me-down. It was like on some welfare. I was like, wow, I'm really getting this hand-me-down Millennium Falcon. But at the same time, I couldn't say no.
Or the Death Star. If someone had the Death Star, remember the Death Star?
Yeah.
My god brother had the Death Star. He had the whole set of the Millennium Falcon, the Death Star, and I was like blown away at 8 years old. Like, oh my god! I just stayed in his room and just played with it and everything. It was huge. It was amazing because it used to open like this. It used to have all the different compartments in there
and the levels, right?
Yep, the levels. Yep.
I don't even think I've seen one of those in the wild because it was just such a rich acquisition. The Death Star, the Millennium Falcon, as you were saying, and the Snow Walker.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I finally got one, I think, at a garage sale in the 90s, and then I moved again and didn't know I was moving and lost that in the fray. And, I acquired a Millennium Falcon the same way you did, Chuck. We had... I don't know if like in elementary school, if you ever had a day where you can bring things to trade with other kids.
Yep, we had that too.
I had Devastator, right? But it wasn't Devastator. It was more like Devastation or something. It wasn't a Hasbro official joint, but they were construction figures that formed a dude. And I sold the kid on the fact that, yo, I got Devastator. I trade you Devastator for your Millennium Falcon. Yeah, I brought it to school, and the arm didn't even stay on good, right?
Yeah.
But he still traded me. So I go back home. I take the Millennium Falcon back to the crib. Like, I got the Millennium Falcon. This man's about to go up, man. Cobra about to get it.
Right.
Yo, because they wasn't ready for like that nigga jump warp speed.
Right.
The next day at school, the kid was like, yo, my mom said we got to trade back because this wasn't a good exchange. So I had to shamefully bring the Millennium Falcon back the next day. I felt so poor.
I knew that wasn't gonna work, bro.
Man, no. I think I knew it wasn't gonna work when I was making the deal. But it was like if he would accept it as it was on just the visuals of it. Like, you know how Devastator and all the Constructicons were green?
Yes.
Man, these dudes were like
purple,
turquoise and blue. Man, the color scheme was just bad. Like, if you melted every crayon, they had that's the colors of all those dudes that was in the thing. It was awful. Awful. Man, so we got blessed this week. Did y'all get a chance to go go check out any movies?
What? Deadpool, let's go. And Wolverine.
She ready.
I'm ready.
Did you buy the shirt at the movie theater?
No, I went. Okay, this is how excited I was. I went to the movies yesterday to go see it. Oh, snap.
Say
word.
Yeah, man.
Oh, I should have been better prepared.
Yo,
that is. Were you in the movie? Were you one of the many?
Yes, he was.
I was. Yeah, I was.
Chuck Pool.
Yeah.
Or jig pool if you nasty.
Jigsaw pool.
Yes, sir.
Yo, and the fact
over there, by the way.
And it didn't muffle your audio at all. You sound just as clean.
Yeah, you got to talk about this the whole time we're talking about Deadpool.
I don't know how long we're gonna make it with this, but yeah.
All right, is it humid?
So I got this. I bought this yesterday.
Nice. Oh, where'd you get that from? Well, don't where you got it from. No, we ain't gonna do that yet.
Yeah, I went to the store.
Okay.
Right after the movie, I got so excited. So it's Wolverine with Baby Pool.
Baby Pool. Yeah.
Yep, it's a new collection from Funko Pops. Y'all know I'm a Funko Pop head.
Word.
And, this is for all the Deadpool and Wolverine collections. And nice. Then, so I had to go get mine to add to my collection of my Funkos. And then I already had this one. Pleased to meet you.
Is that Chef Pool?
Yeah.
They be having all the ill names, yo. So I didn't
know. My mask, you can put it on your head and it'll give you little phrases.
I love that. I don't know why.
Are there additional phrases that pop up in the headband?
Yeah, but you usually you're wearing the mask with it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then old Wolverine.
Oh, Logan.
I thought that was Kenny Rogers.
Old man Wolverine.
I didn't see the head.
Kenny Rogers.
Like, oh shit, they got the gambler. He knew when to hold them. Man, I was trying to acquire one of those fantastical Deadpool and Wolverine popcorn buckets that everybody was going crazy about before it came. You got it! You got the sex toy popcorn bucket. That was so what did you have to go through to get that?
By the way, the tongue has texture to it. I'm like, really?
That's why I call it the sex toy Wolverine popcorn. But that is wild.
Yeah, man.
Yo, that is so dope.
Available at AMC and AdamandEve.com.
Yeah,
right. No, I went to the press screening premiere of the movie last week, and they were giving these out for free. Dope. They would only let you take one because obviously I heard they're already being resold for like thousands.
They are. I saw it on eBay for it already was sold $900.
Woo! Oh yeah. Anyway, I've never sold a thing in my life.
But today you might.
Your boy about to get. Oh yeah.
Now you need a 3D printer and the schematics to like reproduce the thing, man. Like the popcorn bucket game is getting so wild.
Yeah.
With a lot of these theaters. I keep getting just good tin ones. Oh, the Thor one is dope.
Nice. Yep.
I had to get the Thor.
That constitutes as a small, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's supposed to be a large, but you could put the whole large on it right here.
Okay.
Oh, you stick the bag in there?
Yeah, you stick the bag in there. I had to get this one.
That's a large.
That's a dope acquisition. That's a very dope acquisition.
I really wanted to get the what was it? The skull pool popcorn one. Did you guys see that one with the face? The mask was coming down. You know, in the movie. Remember the one that was flying around? His head was falling.
Yeah, with the dangling vertebrae coming out of it.
Yeah, I was gonna get that one.
Pool popcorn bucket.
Yeah, they didn't have the Wolverine. It was sold out. Man, you lucked up.
See, I went to NCG and all they were selling were like metal popcorn bucket tins. And I realized immediately that once I go home, I'm not going to we used the Ghostbusters one that we got for when we went to go see Frozen Empire.
That was a dope one because it was the car.
Well, now this is theater called NCG that we go to because when I bring everybody, it could be like the price of a car payment if you go to a regular movie theater. So NCG is usually cheaper, and it's easy to smuggle food there because the people that work there don't really be paying attention, and some of them are high. So I go there a lot, and I go in there with my metal canister, and I walk right up to the Coca-Cola Freestyle machine, and I put whatever I want in here.
Yeah,
a lot of ice and a lot of AHA, you know, the carbonated drink, because I don't drink soda like that. And but I'm gonna go to AMC to see it again and try to get the sex toy popcorn bucket.
Yeah,
and or the who has the skull? You said
it was the what was it? You have both of them AMC. Yep, AMC. And what's the other one? That's that movie.
Not Cinemark. Regal.
Regal has it too.
Okay. All right,
yeah,
it's on and popping.
Yep.
Man, y'all got some good things. All I did was like think about buying things.
Yep.
Like so. I gotta ask y'all, what did y'all think of the movie though? What did y'all think of the movie?
I literally screamed on the moment when we saw come out.
It's fair to say that the trailer gave us nothing. I thought the trailer was giving us something. It gave us literally nothing, just enough to make us run to the theater. But there are so many twists and turns, and they do it with such pizzazz that it doesn't feel weird or forced or like, you know, inauthentic. It's amazingly, hilariously, I should say, like, not coherent, but what's the other word I'm looking for?
Cohesive.
Yes. Cohesive. Hilariously cohesive. And I think that Ryan Reynolds is like a master. Like this is what he was born to do.
Yeah.
But this is what you get to do when the game lets you fail at a lot of things. Because not everybody gets the blessing that Ryan Reynolds is the white Amanda Seals. Who's not allowed to. He gets to fail at a lot of things until eventually you find something that sticks. And that's not a shot at Sis, but I've watched Sis do and not do a lot of things.
Yeah.
And, you know, in hopes that, you know, okay, cool. Now this is the thing you do and now you're rocking it. My man has been with Green Lantern. He's been a mouthless Deadpool. He's been he was the dude that legit single-handedly killed the Blade franchise.
Yes.
He's been a lot of things. And now he's Marvel Jesus.
Yeah.
Marvel Jesus. I love that. And you know the thing, I love the fact that when he used the terminology, like the reference of one of his movies, it was like the romance movie. I forgot the name of it.
Was it not Notebook?
Not Notebook.
The
Proposal.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, and then he used that reference of you know of something that not a lot. He's like, wait, hold on, I did The Proposal. You know, like I've also done this. You know, and I love throughout the whole movie, it was like basically for all of us nerds, like Marvel nerds, he was really saying everything that we have been debating about, upset with Marvel on, with all these multiverses, you know?
Yeah.
And then, like, are we going to see cameos? Like all of the cameos that we saw. And I love the Fox in the Disney war that was in the movie.
Yeah.
And it's funny for him poking fun of it. They used it. So that's the that's the funny part. They used it and they set the universe straight, basically, you know, because Marvel has been looking crazy, you know, the TV stuff, all the different efforts outside of the movies, and the movies too have all been looking crazy. So I'm really proud to see them fix it and it looks like, you know, Captain America and the Avengers and even the Fantastic Four might be corrected and on point.
Yeah, you know, because we always wanted a way to make all of these universes coexist and make some kind of sense in a logical way, and even to get closure on storylines that we weren't able to really truly get closure on. I mean, there's one cameo that I think when people see it, especially if you've been following it, we always hope that we got that movie and it never really quite happened. And the way he makes fun of the situation is like, sometimes they don't even know if we're going to get a chance to see what we can do. It's like, yo, it was such a real moment. And it felt so good, man, to just see it rock out that way. And with a hard R too.
Right.
Hard R.
Right.
Okay, so I have a confession.
What's up?
Okay, so I did not read the comics growing up. You all are comic heads.
I am.
You're a comic head. Now this was in the preview.
The resident comic.
The resident comic head. Okay, so this was in a preview, so it's not a spoiler alert. I did not know that Professor X had a twin sister.
Yeah, so that's the interesting part. I didn't either, to be honest with you. Yeah. Nah, because I'm a classic X-Men reader, but like I didn't know that was probably something that came out later down the line. I didn't know that either.
Yeah.
So but I wasn't shocked or anything. But so there's a lot of things like that came out in the movies or the TV shows that we didn't know. Because and also those were a lot of this stuff was a long time ago. You know, you've forgotten a lot. So I think the other thing Marvel does well, I didn't read Deadpool in comic books when I was young. You know, so I think they've done really exceptionally well taking the B and C, or maybe not. Maybe I just got older, whatever. People that weren't iconic as Spider-Man and stuff, and they have successfully made those people A-list, billion-dollar franchises.
Yeah. Because when you look back at, the beginning of the MCU, there was movies coming out about people who I didn't really know much about their story. And now we're in a space and place where Iron Man is just as important as a Spider-Man or as a Wolverine in the overall arc of things, because now we're all brought up to speed. Because my comic book collecting was so spotty as a kid. I would get issue 36, then issue 77 of a thing. I remember getting one comic book where Wolverine got killed. He got stabbed in the neck by some dude who had like a one blade for the thing. He got stabbed in the neck. And he fell in a river. And I was like, that's the end of Wolverine. That's all I need. And then you find out later, you can't really just kill him like that.
Right.
Yeah.
And it was hard to keep up because there was always so many different ones. Uncanny X-Men, East Coast Avengers, West Coast Avengers. It was so much. But these movies at least make an aligned continuity, at least cinematically, to where you can follow stuff a little bit better now. So hopefully everybody can get on board.
I'm buying comics now. I just I'm into Spider-Punk. Oh, I'm so into Spider-Punk because he's just an anarchist, just and he's from Wakanda. There's some history there with Wakanda and Storm, and I mean just that whole multiverse over there. And it's just Spider-Punk is like my favorite, and I'm so excited because Funko's about to release a Spider-Punk Funko. And I'm just like so excited about that. But
you know, the other thing you mentioned, Head Crack, is that comics cost money back in the day. So if you were like I was, you were buying every issue of every X-Men, you didn't have the money per se to go get Deadpool and start getting all the other ones, because it eventually costs money.
Yeah.
I'll make a confession here live on this show. I used to, when I got older, out of my mom's house, and I used to get busy in the store. I used to go in there with my favorite coat. My coat had a pocket in the side. It was like I used to get busy.
Yeah.
They will admit to this now. The price went up ridiculously, and they hit a peak, and that actually created the downfall.
Yeah.
They were overcharging us, and we couldn't afford them, and people stopped buying them, and they were doing all types of wild, variations of stuff, and it was out of control. And that's what ultimately almost put them out of business.
Especially if you go to the bigger comic book stores that had more than just your 2 racks, and then you have like Dark Horse Comics and all these other non-DC Marvel independent shit. It was too many options. And as a hip hop guy, my money was always going to the Word Ups, the Write-Ons, the Rap Masters, the Yos, the Source, the Rap Pages. So if I had to pick one or another, it was always the rap stuff, and I'll just catch up on the comics at some point later. But thank God for YouTube. They have entire channels dedicated to telling you the overall story of entire comic book lines for people who don't have time to read.
Yeah, that's
so speaking of people that don't have time to read, I was shocked by the San Diego Comic-Con Marvel announcement of who is going to be Doom.
Check this out.
All right.
Oh, wrong one. There will be errors sometimes. Hold on a second. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Oh, man. Hold on. Was that it?
Wow.
Let me say this. I've seen some pushback on this. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like,
what they saying?
Some people are like, oh, they're just doing anything to see what sticks, throwing things at the wall and seeing what sticks. And I'm like, well, first of all, if you read any comics, which I'm not going to sit here and say I read them all, but there is a variation of Doom that's Tony Stark. So let's not get ahead of ourselves before we just start talking.
Yeah, I had to go down the rabbit hole before we did this show, just so I could I went to Wiki, just so I could be able to understand why is Doom Iron Man or why is Iron Man Doom. But then I realized Doom took on a lot of people's powers, and he also ended up being an Avenger.
I didn't know that.
He ended up being an Avenger, so he is really more so the way that, and I know all of the comic nerds are going to probably like go off on us, and he's like, you guys should be knowing this information, but this is from our perspective. So the thing is that they said that Doom was more so, even though he's a villain, he also was side with different other Avengers, other superheroes that kind of went in alignment with some of his beliefs. Like T'Challa and Storm, when they got married, they invited Doom to their wedding.
To be the priest?
No, to just be there in attendance. Like, so Doom has been around a lot of, he even like was helping Bruce, Hulk. He was helping Hulk. I mean, there's so many different stories of Doom being around all these other superheroes.
Yeah.
So it's going to be crazy the way that they do Doomsday Avengers.
Yeah, it's man, listen, Robert Downey Jr. is an icon. He is, obviously Tony Stark, but any way to bring him back the same way, you know, we're not going to give no spoilers, but the same way they did some things in Deadpool 3, this is how you do it. It won't, they won't fail. I think they understand what's at stake here.
Yeah.
You know, I'm going to go on a wild take here, and I appreciate the whole Tony Stark is Doom thing, but hear me out.
Okay.
What if we got Robert Downey Jr. as Kang? In the Tropic Thunder makeup, though.
Yo,
just abandon the Kang angle, right?
I was loving the Kang Dynasty. Oh my God, me and Chuck was on the phone for 3 days going back and forth of this whole Kang. Yo, I really wish they brought back Kang.
So he's out. It's no way he's coming back. Is that
everything I've read said that, you know, they've moved on from Kang as being the baddie, and I'm sure they'll probably figure out a way to say, oh, the TVA pruned the timeline that Kang's was in, and here we are in a aligned timeline, and there is no Kang because Ant-Man got rid of him or something. It just, the whole Jonathan Majors thing really frustrates me because everyone has had to run from their, but not everybody's had to run from their girl, but you know, you've had to.
Not the way, I don't know.
Everyone at some point has wrestled someone for their phone. You know what I mean? And my man was clearly trying to get away from something. You don't like attack somebody and then run from the person you attacked.
Out.
Yeah, like
he was running like a race.
Didn't he run to the police station?
He was out.
In dress shoes.
In dress shoes.
I think those shoes were from
hard bottoms.
From Flushing.
10 blocks. He was out.
Do you realize how motivated and focused you got to do to be able to keep that type of pace and speed to get away from somebody?
He was out.
And what did she lose? Nothing. This man lost everything.
He would have been Jonathan Majors. First off, is an amazing actor. He's an amazing villain, and I think that he would have been an amazing Kang. So, with saying that, if Jonathan Majors is not the Kang, who do you all think should be the Kang? So you're saying Robert Downey Jr. in Tropic Thunder makeup?
I don't want to jump out and say blackface, but Tropic Thunder makeup.
Yeah.
Okay, Chuck, who you think?
I don't know. I can't name anybody right now. Adebisi maybe. I don't know.
Where has he been?
I don't know.
I haven't seen him.
He's on cop shows or something, or fire shows, or like firemen or something. I forget. He's on something.
People was throwing Denzel Washington, John David Washington's name around as somebody they could possibly see being it, and I could see that. I was hoping Giancarlo Esposito was going to get that. Apparently, we found out that now he's the head of the Serpent Society in the upcoming Captain America movie. So that's going to cook.
Yeah, definitely. Yo, I've never been sold on Anthony Mackie as Captain America.
But he's a really good one.
He looks better now.
Yeah.
You talking about physically?
Yeah, I don't know. His hairline goes back too far. Like, I don't know. It's just
I always wondered in these movies where there are, like, you know, black superheroes, right?
Yeah.
Their lineup is always fresh. And you never see them going to get that done. Right. You know what I mean? Like,
that's a fact.
You know, we gotta go face off against what's my man with Thanos. Hold on. Yeah. I gotta see my man. I got a 3:00 appointment. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
He came back from the blip with a fresh cut.
Yeah.
On your left.
Oh. Hilarious, yo. Right, on your left.
It's like, yo, did you get a mustache trim before you came to the battle? Like,
right. Like, what did you do in that other verse?
Speaking of the same thing, have you ever seen anybody ever need to use the bathroom ever in a Marvel movie?
How do they take the suit off?
Right.
I always wondered that.
Iron Man be trapped in that joint. Is there a leak?
For days.
Right.
And I'm sure Hulk P got to smell worse than asparagus, right? He big green.
Right.
Big green.
No, that's a fact. Speaking of that, hold up. Closure. You mentioned Closure earlier today. So if you look in our chat, I just dropped something.
Okay.
Ooh.
So I'm thinking we might get Closure with the Hulk, right?
Yeah.
Hulk is my favorite superhero of all times, right?
Yeah.
He's a tragic Frankenstein superhero, but a superhero nonetheless.
Mm-hmm.
And he got his butt beat by Thanos, and then came back as vegan Professor Hulk, which I'm not feeling. I want my monster, and I'm not letting it go until they correct it.
Right.
Now I know we got Red Hulk coming up, but I'd love to see Green Hulk and Wolverine go at it like they did in the comics.
Well, I was on one of my favorite comic book related YouTube channels, Comic Book Cast, and they were saying that there are some talks about that happening in the background. And I don't know if this is the setup World War Hulk.
Yeah.
Or if it's just, hey man, like apparently anything with Wolverine in it is going to do numbers, and we still got to make up the money we lost on the Marvels and
or the Miss Marvels. The Miss Marvels.
Miss Marvels.
Yeah, man. I didn't hate that movie as much as everybody else did. I just felt they needed a better villain. Because I did hate for a minute that all the villains were black for a minute.
Yeah.
When you think about the villain that was in Guardians of the Galaxy, Thanos, the black chick from the Marvels, and I feel like there was one more. It's like, yo, what subseed are people planting?
Yeah.
About our people, like
Thanos was straight up 50 Cent and Suge Knight.
Yeah, it was. Like, can we get a Puerto Rican villain?
Well, what wasn't Namor that? Wasn't that Namor kind? Nah,
Namor was Mexican. No, he was Mexican. He was Mexican.
Yeah.
And I don't know when we're gonna ever see him again.
He was dope though. Yeah. Like, so from that, like the Wakanda and Namor, and which I have a Lego set. Hold on, let me bring him out.
My Thanos, by the way, is right over there. I got
my Namor.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because blue, because he got the thing on.
Yep.
Oh, I like the teeth throne thing. I guess that's
isn't that
a shark's mouth.
Yeah.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah.
Well, I want to know who copied who, Namor or
Submariner.
Submariner came first, though, from what I understand.
But it's now that you mentioned that I realized that there are now 3 people who occupy that same water space.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of dudes just swimming around, hoping the game comes to them.
Right.
Come over here.
But they literally could. I mean, if they brought them in for Doomsday, for Avengers, I think that it would be really dope to bring in Namor and Wakanda, because they're like their superpowers that they have. That could basically take out everything.
Yeah.
It's a fine dance that you have to do to not have so many like overpowered characters in certain things, because Miss Marvel can solve most issues.
Yeah.
How overpowered she is.
Yeah.
And even when if you want to switch gears and talk about some DC stuff.
Yeah.
When and this is not a spoiler alert because this movie is almost 10 years old now.
Yeah.
And the Man of Steel, when he finally said F it and snapped my man neck, I'm like, about damn time.
Right.
Like 200,000 people just died because you didn't do what you felt like you needed to do. I don't want to hurt anybody. Like, entire buildings were like toppling and crumbling down, and all you had to do was snap my man neck.
Yeah.
Or if I was Superman, anytime I'm face to face with the ops, heat ray blast to the face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who you think got a better or stronger heat ray blast, Cyclops or Superman?
Ooh.
Like, who wins a stare down?
Ooh, Cyclops.
I don't know, man.
His is wide, but is it the same gamma energy? Is it the same beam power as with Superman's coming?
I gotta go. Ooh, that's tough. That's tough.
I'm going with Cyclops because you know what? Even if he took off his mask, took that off, it would be much bigger. Cyclops is able to control it with those glasses.
Superman can control his with his eyelids. He just has to decide to turn it off and on.
Right.
It sounds like Superman almost has a better mastery of it.
Yeah.
But if he's if he beams Cyclops in the face, tore his mask off, now Cyclops is just flopping around like the girl in Kill Bill after she got her eye snatched out.
Yeah,
so she was flailing around, just shooting at everybody. It would be a nasty fight. Drop a comment in the chat and let us know who you think will wear that stare down. Superman, Cyclops. Who you got?
Yep.
By the way, I was rooting for Zod in Man of Steel.
Really?
Yeah, Zod. When he say that speech, he's like, "Where'd you hone your skills on a farm?" I was like, "Yo."
He was definitely a better Zod than the OG Superman Zod from Superman 1 and 2.
Yeah.
I wish they had a better version of like the bearded dude that didn't talk much, the slow one. But
yeah, me too. Mm-hmm.
So since we're kind of moving into DC, what do y'all think about all of this, all of DC? Like, are they going to open up some new superheroes, or are they just going to keep it at Batman? They keep on staying at the same three. Yeah, what do y'all think?
DC would be better off just putting Wale and stuff at this point. Like actually get people from because they just ruining everything. Just put actual DC people in the DC movies. Yo, we got Chuck Brown's band. We got how do you have the most recognizable people in the world and still continue to fumble the ball and lose money and have to keep rebooting things?
I know.
We're gonna be dead by the time we get a Wonder Twins movie.
Right. Oh, Wonder Twins.
Right, Wonder Twins.
DC has so many amazing characters, but they continue to fumble the ball.
They're the Knicks.
Yeah.
Yo, you're on fire today. You're on fire out the
And I'm a Knicks fan and I'm a DC fan, and I just hate that we have cake ingredients and get cornbread results. I hate it.
I know. I hated that they got rid of Jason Momoa. Oh, no, they didn't get rid of. They got rid of The Rock. The Rock for what was he?
He was Black Adam.
Black Adam. Yep, I have Cyclone right here. Black Adam.
But if The Rock would have played ball, and it's tricky, right? Because why do we always have to play ball when nobody play ball with us, right? So sometimes you do got to come in, big knuckle pop and aggression, like here's how we move it, but there were certain things he did I just felt was selfish. Yeah, and I'm a fan of The Rock. How are you not going to allow Black Adam to be in a Shazam movie?
Right.
Like come on, man. Like those brands are connected. So you're making enemies and making things difficult as you're trying to build this thing and shift the focus of power in the DCU. Like you do have to play well with others, because if you don't, others you didn't play with are gonna be rooting for you to fail. Yeah. No one helped him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they had Cavill at the end. And it was like, I was actually excited because I liked Black Adam. I actually enjoyed it. I enjoyed all those characters, honestly.
The Justice Society, Hawkman and Dr. Fate, everybody was dope. I didn't know, because I don't know much about those guys. I just remember seeing the action figures for Hawkman, obviously, but Dr. Fate, I just remember him being a character I always wanted to buy the action figure of as a kid because he just looked cool. Like, in my head, I was like, you're Dr. Fate, but you also I think you remind me of Banana Man, just the helmet, right? But I had no idea how dope and how close to Doctor Strange he was. And man, that movie was more than I was expecting it to be. And I don't know why those DC movies just didn't put butts in the seats like they should have. I'm one of the people who actually felt Flash was phenomenal.
Yeah.
I did too. So did I.
I did. I didn't like the actor, but I love the character.
Yeah, no, he's a weirdo.
Yeah. But I love the character. But I think that like my 13-year-old is like, man, the CGI on this sucks. And for me, I mean, their generation no CGI. For us, I mean, we saw. Our CGI was actually real balls coming down for Indiana Jones, and we thought that was the coolest thing ever,
Yeah.
No,
like it was actual real objects.
That
came out. I mean, our CGI was seeing Superman with the beams, and it was like that was the coolest thing ever in the 80s for us,
Yeah. Some of those movies are hard to watch now. I tried giving Superman 4 a go recently, and it was like, yo, these cats was out of money when it was time to film this.
Hold on, the original with the Batman with the Joker and Michael Keaton and that Batman, and how he actually went up. He went up and went, you know, when he.
I ain't seen that.
You know, with the Batman with the Prince soundtrack.
Yeah, in a long time.
Yeah, that
I'm
one.
trying to remember the scene you talk about.
Okay, you know when he had to throw that the bat thing and it goes up, and then he repels up.
In the clock tower fight at the end.
Yes, he was like it was all slow.
Hey, what we're not going to do is disparage the classics because they are still classics.
Well, Batman '89 aged well.
It did
overall because it didn't try to go too, and that's the beauty of Tim Burton. He never goes so crazy with effects. He keeps it practical. So when you look back at it 20 years from now, 30 years from now, you'd be like, okay, that was still kind of believable.
Yeah.
But you know, whatever they was doing in Superman 4, oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even remember Superman 4. Is that when he fought the other Superman?
The three people?
No, that was Superman.
That's classic. Two.
No, three. Three with the no. Two. With
three is prior.
Yeah. So two is with the three people. Superman 4 was when he fought Radioactive Man.
Yeah, Radioactive Man. That was ridiculous.
I saw that one.
Completely ridiculous. Just
fun fact. That movie was the first one in that franchise that wasn't done by the original company. Canon did that movie, and they're the same ones who bought you Breaking 1 and 2.
No wonder. No wonder.
Masters of the Universe. They did that movie as well.
No wonder.
No, there's a whole documentary on YouTube that talks about that movie company. It's called Canon Films Electric Boogaloo, the making of blah, 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 blah.
God.
But it talks about how that company came together and how they had all these grand ideas and how it all crashed and burned because they needed a couple of movies to go right. And Superman didn't do what it was supposed to do. Masters of the Universe didn't do what it was supposed to do.
Masters of the Universe was like Garbage Pail Kids movie.
Oh man. It hurt how bad Garbage Pail Kids movie was. It hurt my whole heart. Man.
Oh my God. I was so mad at the Garbage Pail Kids movie because I had every garbage pail and I was trading with everyone. And when that movie came out, I was so excited and I was so mad. Like, I was like, this is devastating. It's the worst movie ever.
Hopefully that gets rebooted at some point. It needs to be like animation and or CGI.
Kind
of like Pixar graphics, but you know, it's garbage.
We got to do a special on the worst movies of all time.
Yeah,
I'm all about it, man. Like, this is so fun to talk about and so seamless, man. And you know, and if y'all want to, you know, talk about certain projects, movies, man, drop a comment below so you know we can see what y'all vibing with too, and we can meet y'all halfway, man. Like, man, we've only just begun. Man.
Yeah,
and we having so much fun, man, right here, man. I gotta run out of here and go do some stuff in a second, man. But yo, episode 1, we in there.
One. We did it. Chuck, Certified Squad.
If people want to follow you, Chuck, where do they go, brother?
Follow me at Chuck Creekmer on all platforms. I will be wearing my Deadpool slippers today, all day.
You going out.
I might hit the internet, man. It's, you know, there's some leaks going on. I might just get another viewing in. But yeah, Chuck Creekmer on all platforms, man. And we're gonna have more conversations around this for sure.
Love it, man. What about you, Queen?
Yeah, so make sure you guys follow our page on Instagram, which is Certified Squad Show. Make sure y'all subscribe to us, and then you can follow me at Queen YONASDA. But make sure y'all click follow, subscribe, Certified Squad Show on Instagram, and we're also on YouTube.
Bong bong. Follow me at all social media, HEADKRACK. Check out my new project, My Dose, which is streaming everywhere you're stealing music from. And y'all stay certified out there, man. We'll see you next week.
All right. Peace.
Cool. And recording. Cool.